He had everything: power, fame, and billions in the bank. But one accident took it all away. Ethan Cole, a name everyone in Silicon Valley once admired, now lived trapped inside a wheelchair, his empire crumbling, his will to live fading. Doctors said his condition was permanent. Science had failed him. Until one stormy night, a young black girl from the streets walked into his life, holding a tiny bottle that smelled like nothing else in the world. She called it love in a bottle. And when she sprayed it, the impossible happened. Ethan Cole wasn't just rich. He was iconic. Owner of Cole Industries, a multi-billion-dollar tech company. He changed lives through innovation. People saw him as untouchable, but during a private flight test over Nevada, his jet malfunctioned and crashed. He survived, but his spine didn't. Months turned to years of therapy, endless surgeries, and failed hope. The man who once commanded the world now couldn't move his legs. Every morning he stared at his reflection, seeing not a billionaire, but a prisoner. Reporters called him the broken genius. Investors disappeared. The world forgot him. And Ethan started believing maybe life had two. Part 2. The girl who sold hope. One evening, his caregiver Jasmine drove home exhausted. Her car broke down on a quiet street in South Central LA. There, she met an 11-year-old girl selling homemade sprays from a wooden box. "Miss, wanna try my spray? It's called Hope Mist," the girl said with a grin. Jasmine smiled tiredly. "Sweetheart, I think I ran out of hope tonight." The girl giggled. "Then you really need it." She sprayed a light mist on Jasmine's hand. It shimmered faintly, like morning dew. "It's not perfume," the girl said proudly. "It's what my grandma taught me. A mix of herbs, faith, and love." Jasmine felt oddly calm, like something lifted off her heart. She bought a bottle for $1 and drove off, never knowing that bottle was about to change history. The next morning, Ethan sat by the window, lost in silence. Jasmine noticed the bottle in her bag, the little hope mist. "Mind if I spray something nice in here?" she asked casually. Ethan shrugged. "Why not? Nothing else works anyway." She sprayed the air. The scent was different, clean, alive, almost electric. Ethan's hand twitched. Then his foot. For the first time in 3 years. It moved. Jasmine froze. "Did you see that?" Ethan stared at his leg like it was something unreal. "Do it again." She sprayed again. Another twitch. Then, a faint flex. Doctors were called. Tests were run. Every machine said the same thing. His dead nerves were coming back to life. No one could explain it. No medicine, no treatment, just that mysterious spray. Ethan couldn't rest until he found her. He sent his team through the city, and finally, Jasmine found her again. At a small community shelter helping older women cook for the homeless. The girl's name was Amara Johnson. "You came back," she said with a smile. Ethan rolled forward in his chair, voice trembling. "That spray. It healed me." Amara laughed softly. "Nah, sir, it's not the spray. It's belief. My grandma always said, when your heart truly wants to heal, God listens." She showed him her grandmother's old journal, filled with handwritten prayers, herbs, and faith notes. No science. Just love and intention. Ethan felt something he hadn't in years: peace. Weeks later, Ethan stood again. He walked slowly, each step shaky but filled with pride. Instead of returning to luxury, he used his fortune to create the Living Light Foundation, providing medical care, housing, and scholarships for children like Amara. Amara grew up under his mentorship, later becoming a biochemist, dedicating her life to studying natural healing, merging compassion with science. Years later, on a TV interview, Ethan said, "I had billions, but I only started living the day a child reminded me what hope feels like." And Amara, smiling beside him, whispered, "Miracles don't always come from heaven. Sometimes they walk the streets, holding love in a bottle. No matter how broken life gets, kindness and faith can still rebuild the impossible.